Yes, Electra woman. I've captured one of Spider Lady's henchmen. And he's not planning to go anywhere for a while.
Good work, Dyna girl. I'm on the trail of Spider Lady herself.
Keep in touch.
All right, every day.
Hey gang, Uncle Todd and Sonny here, and we're looking at our next big superhero. And this is, again, another one from the Kroft Super Show Hour. Actually, this is from the actual Kroft Super Show Hour. Last one I did from the Horror Hotel was actually from the Bay City Rollers show, or the Kroft show with the Bay City Rollers. But, you know, this was from the first season, where the character was, or the band was Captain Cool and the Kongs, which was a fictitious band, you know, like the Monkees or the Archies or one of those kinds. And it was part of it was an hour-long show, and they would have 3 short segments with, let's see, we had Wonder Bug, which was sort of a superhero-ish thing with a beat-up doom buggy that could change into like a souped-up one. Dr. Shrinker, which was a ongoing adventure of 3 teens who were shrunk down to small size on an island by the title character, who was a mad scientist. And Wonder Woman, Electra Woman, and Dyna Girl. Very much built around the old Adam West Batman kind of thing. They were usually 2-parters. One week would lead into a cliffhanger, and then the next week would follow up that. And it starred Deidre Hall, who this was right before she became one of the queens of daytime in Days of Our Lives. She did this right before it, and went right to that right after. Some of her other things is she, of course, did a family drama called Our House in the late 80s. She left Days of Our Lives, and during that time she also made a semi-regular appearance on the second season of Wise Guy before her character got killed. Then she, of course, returned to Days of Our Lives. And in the 90s, she was a murder victim on an episode of Columbo. A really interesting one in which you thought there was a murder, and then it turned out there wasn't. It was a hoax, and then there was a murder. It's called Columbo Cries Wolf. Really good episode, really interesting. Playing Dyna Girl, we have Judy Strangis. Before this, she had been one of the cast members of the show Room 222. And after this, although she'd done after school specials and would do TV appearances, she's better known for her voice work, having done the voice of Goldie Gold in the cartoon Goldie Gold in Action Jack. She'd also made appearances on Real Ghostbusters and, of course, Batman, the animated series. And the third member of the team, their computer genius who builds all their equipment, that was played by Oh, Norman Allen. Really should have my glasses on for this. A very, very prolific character actor. Usually played authority figures, policemen, army men, owners of stores or diners and things like that. One of his early roles was as a henchman to the Joker on the aforementioned Batman show. He was probably best known, vocal-wise, for my generation, as the voice of Aquaman on the Super Friends for most of the 70s. He done voices in other shows too. Film-wise, the two I'm most familiar with would be the diner owner in Back to the Future, and personal favorite, the colorblind cameraman in the film Ed Wood. Really good in that one. And playing our villain is Tiffany Bowling. Very good actress. Let's see. Some of her work includes appearances on Mannix, Barnaby Jones, Man from Atlantis. Her work includes being one of the kidnappers in the exploitation film Candy Snatchers. How do I describe this? The film Wicked Wicked, in which was made in duo vision, in which the entire film is split screen and you're getting two viewpoints of the same events. It's odd but interesting, and what I mostly remember from is as the scientist helping William Shatner combat a mutant tarantula problem in Kingdom of the Spiders. This only lasted one season, Electra, Woman, Dyna Girl, because a lot of Saturday morning shows only ran one season, sometimes two. More often they would just rerun the first season. Rare exceptions like Scooby-Doo, which ran forever with new show incarnations. Others would kind of do the Scooby-Doo thing of having a Scrappy-Doo added. Fang Face, I remember, had I can't remember if it's a brother or a nephew added as a baby Fangs, and Plastic Man had Baby Plaz. Those never added to the show, but I guess they thought it would appeal to the younger crowd. Well, Electra, Woman, and Dyna Girl are, in reality, two newspaper reporters named Lori and Judy. Last names don't matter. And they are covering a very special event at an embassy/temple for this very sacred idol.
How long will the golden spider be on display? Is this the first time it's been out of Baklava?
Great interview subject there. Well, before they can ask any more questions, they're summoned back to the Electra cave by their jack of all trades, Frank. So they give an excuse and leave. Meanwhile, that other reporter isn't who she appears to be. Yes, it's her old arch nemesis, the Spider Lady. Spider. Hold on. There we go. Don't want to be caught rooting for the wrong team. Anyways, it's the Spider Lady. And she reveals to her underlings just what her plan will be.
The golden spider will be mine this day, and Electra woman will steal it for me.
Neat trick, if she can pull it off. Well, while she's getting ready for that, let's pop on over to the Electra cave, where Frank shows them his latest invention that will become very useful eventually, as usually happens in this show.
This should come in handy in the event you have to search a place in a hurry.
Talk about getting the inside scoop. Great gimmick for Halloween.
Yes, he calls it the Electra X. And it's not perfected yet. He'll miniaturize it so it can be put on their Electrocomms. But that wasn't the only reason he called them in.
The Spider Lady.
Yes, Crime Scope informs us she's smuggled away into the country.
Oh, that's easy for her. Oh, she's a master of disguise.
Isn't she the one who escaped with the crown jewels of Kowloon?
Right, disguised as the prince himself.
Electra tricky.
And if you think that exchange was sounding a little familiar, wait till you hear this one.
Strange that she would arrive the same time as the Golden Spider.
Do you think?
Right. Maybe not so strange. Come on, Dyna girl, we're going back to the embassy.
Did you catch it? No? Well, maybe this will help.
Precisely, Robin. The only possible meaning.
Yep, you can kind of see there the blueprint for this show. Anyways, arriving at the embassy, they use their one of their electro gadgets to suss out that there are two men hiding there. So, of course, when the men discover they've been seen, they split up. So the heroes have to split up to chase them.
Electra Beam, do your stuff.
Stop! Now you can escape!
What was that about escape?
But Electra Woman is not quite so easy to catch.
Spider Lady! Her hands!
Yeah, with just a quick adjustment of my Electrocom.
Well, that was kind of easy. Maybe too easy. Well, after checking on Dyna Girl, who has captured her quarry, Electra Woman gives chase and finds the Spider Lady at her headquarters, which just happens to be underneath the embassy. Convenient.
Your days of crime are over.
Oh, we'll see about that. Legs. Ha ha ha. Yes. Ha ha. My thanks to your Electra Force shield. Because now you are my prisoner.
And now for the next stage of her plan, she introduces us to her invention, the Zerograph. I believe inspired and named after the Xerox copying machine. Let's see how this works.
Ah ha ha ha. Yes. Ha ha ha. Ah ha ha ha.
Impressive. But that's just a visual facsimile. What about when she talks?
Looks aren't everything, Spider Lady. Dyna Girl will know it's you the moment you open your mouth.
I wouldn't be too sure of that.
She's thought of everything. Well, might as well move on to the cliffhanger.
The spiders are moving ever closer to their prey. Will our superheroine manage to escape the Spider Lady's trap?
Tarantulas aren't poisonous to people. And they don't eat people either. It's a kid's show. Well, passing herself off as the real Electra woman, the Spider Lady convinces Dyna Girl to release the prisoner. They don't really have any proof against them. And they head back to the Electra lab, where the Spider Lady puts her next plan into operation.
And so it seems that Spider Lady's plan is going much too well, as she plants her destructive spider device behind Crime Scope.
Yes, it seems Frank had perfected the miniaturization of the Electra X and had handed one to Electra Woman, who promptly dropped it, and they had to search for it, giving her the opportunity to plant the bomb. Saying they have no time to keep searching for it. The Spider Lady could be striking at any moment. They all agree. Dyna Girl puts her Electra X on her comm, and they head back to the embassy, where Electra Woman has her wait outside in case they escape from her.
We've been alerted that Spider Lady may attempt to steal the golden spider god. I'm going to have to move it to a safer place.
But I was given no such instructions. But surely it will be safe with you.
I assure you, it's as valuable to me as it is to you.
Wow, that was actually pretty easy. And her next phase of the plan comes into fruition.
What's going? What are you? Who's? Is it? What's happening here? What's gone wrong?
Well, now the crime scope's out of commission. Looks like the Spider Lady is coming up all laces. Or is she? Perhaps she has one minor flaw she didn't think of when she concocted this plan.
Of course. Thank you, Spider Lady.
Spider Lady has tricked herself.
Exactly.
Well, okay, so she's free, but she doesn't have her Electrocom, so, and it's 2-1, so they immediately turn and run. So, meanwhile, back outside, Dyna Girl, having lost contact with Crime Scope, rushes inside, where she sees Electra Woman has the idol, and then another Electra Woman shows up. Which one's the real one?
Electra, wow! I just don't know.
Maybe not as good as Robin's holy expletives, but it'll do. If only there was some question that only Electra Woman would know the answer to.
If you really are Electra Woman, what's Frank's middle name?
Oh, that's a good one. I like that one.
Okay, Dyna Girl. Frank's middle name is...
Wow. Pretty effective. Of course, they give chase. And luckily, Frank's got the crime scope up and running, and their electrocons are now working. They lose sight of the Spider Lady and run into an innocent bystander.
Oh, sorry about that, Nina.
Oh, hurry, Dyna Girl. Spider Lady's still around here somewhere.
Say, isn't the Spider Lady supposed to be a master of disguise?
Guess who?
And I gave her back her package. Electra dumb!
It also looks like she's going to get to the elevator before them.
Electra beam on!
My idol! You've taken my golden spider god.
Pretty slick move. But the Spider Lady is still ahead of them and heading for the roof. Well, only one thing to do.
Going up! Ladies' clothing, housewares, rooftops, and
Spider ladies.
caught you in your own web of villainy.
Well, everyone's captured. The henchmen were apparently done off screen. And we end over at the Electra Cave, where Lori and Judy have made the front cover of Newsmaker magazine. And Frank does something unexpected.
Spider Lady captured by super heroines. Super heroines. Anyone we know?
Why, Frank, you made her funny.
And thus, we come to the end of another exciting adventure of Electra Woman and Dyna Girl. It's a fun little show. The two parts did get edited together into one, and it was distributed to syndication, sorta. It only made 8 episodes, so there's not a lot of places you can run that. But I do remember seeing it some years ago popping up on Saturday on like a local station. Pretty cool. Sorry. I think they did the same thing with the Jason of Star Command serials that they had run a few years later, combined with the half-hour episodes they made for the second season. But yeah, Deidre Hall is actually pretty good in this, playing dual roles, and that's pretty good. Overacting like crazy. I mean, when she plants the bomb, this is what pops up.
Wild.
And of course, you got Judy Strange. This is all her Electra this and Electra that, and she very much is very much aping Burt Ward's Robin with her attitude, the kind of scowling she would always do with the criminals, and the overexcited way she always talked. It was always kind of fun for a kid, you know, hilarious. And the villains weren't too bad. They always had some weird special gimmick. I decided to go with this one because, well, it's a Spider Lady. And they had that great cliffhanger with the tarantulas that we're not going to go into that again. And the narrator was Marvin Miller, a very prolific voice actor who also did films. He was in, two I can think of are the Thing from Another World. He played one of the scientists. And he also played a sadistic henchman in the Humphrey Bogart film Dead Reckoning. I mean, his voice is all over cartoons, especially the Hanna-Barbera ones. I mean, you would hear him in like, what's it? The Impossibles. That was it. That was the one I was thinking of. Anyway, a lot of fun. Special effects for the time aren't too bad. A lot of green screen, especially for the flying sequence. But yeah, just a lot of fun. It's a kid's show. I do remember the next season, Bigfoot and Wild Boy, being a little bit more serious of an action show. It was also filmed instead of videotaped. But this one has the same kind of charm Batman had, although it is geared more towards children than that show was. But I mean, it's similar kind of humor and the back and forth between the two leads. Yeah, a lot of fun. Please hit like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.
Loud and clear.
Did I ever tell you what a beautiful voice you have?
Well, I always wanted to be a news announcer on television. Will you cut that out? Now go find Spider Lady. You're working on a limited power source.